if you guys can see it. Let me check the chat. Alright. I'll keep that in mind, Black Morris. Now, let me see what we got with the European model. I mean, I know this is more of a repeated process, but it's all about comparing and contrasting the models to see if there's anything that's going to happen right between now all the way up until next Monday. Because while weather sounds boring to some people, but this is something for everyone to prepare if you guys live in a vulnerable area when it comes to hurricanes. It is hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin, which means folks from Maine all the way down to Texas need to start making preparations in case if a hurricane does make its way to any part of the East Coast. Whether if you're ready or not, whether if the hurricane's coming or not, it's best to be prepared no matter what. Because, I mean, if you're not prepared, then you're pretty much screwed. Well, of course, there's a tropical wave using the European model. It's there, and there's Fernand. Right there, still a tropical storm. And the trough is right there. Now we move on to 24 hours. Tuesday night gets weaker. And there's this tropical wave may intensify, has a good chance. And the winds behind it get stronger. And the dry air may get sucked in, but we'll see what happens. Then by Wednesday night, this system doesn't look like it's much... it's in a better condition to get stronger, but hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so there could be a tropical wave coming out of Africa, but strong winds in Sahara Desert might impede its ability to strengthen. Let's see what we got for Thursday night. By Thursday night, there could be an area of development located just northeast of the Windward Islands of Puerto Rico. And a tropical wave will come out of Africa. Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back, so sorry. Okay, keep in mind, folks, that the background noise, if you guys are hearing it, I had to mute the mic because if there's background music, I could get a strike, a copyright strike, and if I get 3 times, yeah, my streaming privileges would be revoked. That's the reason why I keep muting the mic, folks. I deeply apologize for that, but it's just something that as a streamer that I would have to be very cautious about. Alright, so now let's move on to Friday night using the European model. Well, a tropical wave, an area of low pressure aloft could form coming out of Africa. An area of rotation, tropical depression could form just northeast of the Windward Islands. A trough would remain there, but nothing in the Gulf nor the Caribbean. Then by Saturday night, yeah, there could be something, folks, northeast of the Windward Islands. And a tropical wave could form into a tropical depression already, but strong winds just ahead of it, that's not going to do much to help. But yet it's got plenty of spin. Now let's see what we got for Sunday night. Sunday night, well, the system's still disorganized, but has some potential. But This trough could get weaker, and another wave coming out of Africa might have a chance of being a tropical system on its own. Wow. Damn. And then by next Monday night, well, the system, it's going to be no more than a tropical storm, though. And right behind it, oh boy, oh boy. Yep, this is something, folks. This is something. Yep. The European model, it will indicate that there could be a tropical storm or a hurricane. It could be in the making. But the American model may not agree with the European model, but only time will tell as we move into the later part of the week or going into Labor Day weekend. Alright? Now, since we're done comparing and contrasting the American and European models, let's see what we got for the current tropical update. This is as of 4:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Nothing much is happening in the Atlantic. Only Fernand is on its own. And for the most part, it's still a tropical storm. Its sustained winds is at 60 miles per hour, currently positioned at 35.3 degrees north, 57.2 degrees west, and it's moving north-northeast at 14 miles per hour. And it'll maintain its tropical storm status for the next 2 days, well, less than 2 days, but then end up becoming a tropical depression. But just before Wednesday, it'll remain a tropical storm, but after that, it'll become a post-tropical cyclone, and it's out of here. This is as of the 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time / Eastern Daylight Time advisory number 9 for Fernand, and Auf Wiedersehen, or bye-bye, as it makes its way towards Europe and gets eaten up by a trough. Alright. Now, let's focus on our attention to back here to Radar Omega. And now we're going to transition. We're going to talk about the 3-day forecast right about now. Okay, so what do we got for the 3-day forecast? So just hold on to your pants, folks, because we're going to talk about this for the next 10 minutes. And then we'll get to Mushroom City and Minecraft. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, where are the warm lows? Warm lows are located in Florida, in the coastal and eastern parts of Texas, lower part of the Mississippi, parts of the desert Southwest. Where are the chilly lows? Colorado Rockies, especially the Sierra Nevadas, and as well as the mid to upper Mississippi Valley, the Dakotas, and the Great Lakes region, and parts of the Northeast too. In the interior parts, I should say. And what about for tomorrow night? Where's the heat? Heat's going to be located throughout much of Texas, in the lower Mississippi Valley, parts of Florida, southern half of the desert Southwest, much of California, leeward side of the Cascades. Chilly temperatures for the high will be in the Colorado Rockies, a few places in the Adirondacks, and the interior part of Maine. Now, what about tomorrow morning? No, not tomorrow morning. By Wednesday morning, plenty of warm lows throughout parts of Florida, especially Texas coast all the way to Louisiana and Arizona. Chilly lows will be in the Colorado Rockies, the mid to upper Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, interior Northeast, Great Lakes region. We go into Wednesday night, where's the heat? Heat's in parts of Florida, Texas and Louisiana, Arizona, parts of New Mexico, California. Chilly highs be in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, Northern Rockies too, interior parts of the Northeast as well. Now, what about Thursday morning? By Thursday morning, warm lows will be in Florida, coastal Texas and Louisiana, southern Arizona. Chilly lows will be in the Colorado Rockies and even the interior parts of the Northeast, and even the mid-Mississippi Valley and North Dakota. Finally, plenty of heat throughout Texas, parts of Florida and Louisiana, and parts of the desert Southwest, California. Chilly highs will be in the Rocky Mountains, both in Colorado and Montana, as well as parts of the Great Lakes region. And now, let's talk about humidity. So here's the deal. We talk about temperature, humidity, CAPE, and then radar reflectivity. That's how we're going to do things, but we'll get to Minecraft momentarily. Now, what about for tomorrow morning? Plenty of humidity throughout Texas, Louisiana, the rest of the Gulf Coast, and all the way up to throughout the coastal parts of the Northeast and the East Coast, I should say, desert Southwest and Southern California, and throughout the rest of the West Coast. And there's a little bit in the Great Plains region. Now, let's see what we got. Well, folks, where's the humidity for tomorrow night? Plenty of which throughout Texas, the rest of the Gulf Coast, especially throughout parts of the East Coast as well, and some in the desert Southwest and the West Coast as well, Colorado Rockies, and even a little bit in the middle of the Missouri River Valley, like Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. What about for Wednesday morning? My Wednesday morning, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and parts of the southeast coastline. It's humid. Much of the desert Southwest, a few parts of the Great Basin, and parts of the West Coast, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. Now, for Wednesday night, plenty of humidity throughout the Mississippi Valley, Texas, Gulf Coast, and the Southeast, desert Southwest, and the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side. It'll get very dry because of the cold temperatures. Oh, and let's not forget to mention that there are also some humidity in the upper Mississippi Valley, parts of the Great Lakes region. Now, what about Thursday morning? By Thursday morning, there's going to be a lot of humidity throughout much of the South, except for Alabama, Tennessee. Some humidity will be in Arizona and the Great Lakes region, and even parts of the Pacific Northwest, though. Right, and then we have by Thursday night, humidity plaguing throughout the entirety of the South, plus the coastal parts of the Northeast, all the way to Boston, and especially the Great Plains region, mid-Mississippi Valley, and the southern part of the Great Lakes region, parts of the Ohio Valley. And yet humidity is starting to recede in parts of the desert Southwest, and still lingering humidity throughout the Pacific Northwest, and even humidity in the northern Rockies, Bitterroot Mountains. Now let's talk about CAPE. Yeah, I'm just making sure, folks. Okay. Now, what about CAPE, folks? Okay, so CAPE, where's the convection? Convection is going to be throughout the Gulf Coast with Florida, and even the desert Southwest. Maybe, yes, a little bit of convection throughout much of the West. The rest of the West, I should say, except for Montana, though. And even a tiny bit in Maine. Now, what about tomorrow night? Plenty of convection throughout the Gulf Coast, Florida, and even much of the entirety of the West. What about for Wednesday morning? Plenty of convection throughout the western Gulf Coast, and South Florida as well, and just a little bit of convection throughout much of the Desert Southwest, Great Basin, Sierra Nevadas,